So the question is whether popes can change the rite of the sacrament, and in particular the Holy Mass. And also a question arises whether this session concerning the sacraments in general, in session 7, canon 13 of the Council of Trent. So it says right here, if anyone says that to receive and approve rites of the Catholic Church, custom to be used in the administration of the sacraments, may be despised or omitted by the ministers without sin and at their pleasure, or may be changed by any pastor of the churches to other new ones, let him be anathema. It may seem that the Church is forbidding priests or bishop to change, receive, and approve rites of the Catholic Church to new rite. However, when we go and check the Latin of this particular canon, it may read a bit differently. So here, same canon, session 7, canon 13, it basically says, "Siquis dixerit receptos et approbatos ecclesiae catholicae ritus et solemni sacramentorum administratione ad hiberi consuetos aut contemni aut sine peccato ministris o libito omiti aut in novos alius perquem cumque ecclesiarum pastorem mutari posse anathemasi." So the key word here would be, or key words rather, would be perquem cumque ecclesiarum pastorem. So if we take the word there, perquem cumque, and translate the Latin into English, it says by whomsoever, which is quite different from the translation here. Which says by any pastor. So it in fact says by whomsoever. So that would mean that even the Pope, well, depending on the context, but it says here, whomsoever pastor of the church. So likewise, if we go to the Athanasian Creed, we can check the Latin here. Quicumque vult salvos esse. The English would say whoever wishes to be saved. So the context is to be saved. Whoever it would be those who would want to be saved. So obviously it would include anyone, including the Pope. Now to prove our point that the Pope is bound, and also that the Council of Trent, it also mentions same canon, that there is the received and approved rites, receptos et approbatos, meaning that the pastor would have nothing would not change any substantial part or essential part of the rite. Should not change anything as much as possible. It should be adhered to the received and approved rites. Well, some would say, well, the Pope can simply approve a rite, for example, the Novus Ordo. However, if one would consider that argument, then it would violate this canon. Now, first to prove that this canon would bind the Pope. So after what we call the Council of Trent closed, there is this other profession of faith, which we call the Tridentine Profession of Faith, or the Creed of Pope Pius IV. So in this Tridentine Profession of Faith, we can see considered by the Catholic Church to be binding on all Catholics. And something that is of interest would be the words receive and approve. On this paragraph, it says that I also profess that there are truly and properly 7 sacraments of the new law, instituted by Jesus Christ our Lord and necessary for the salvation of mankind, though not at all are necessary for everyone, to wit, baptism, confirmation, Eucharist, penance, extreme unction, holy orders, and matrimony, and that they confer grace, and that of these baptism, confirmation, and holy orders cannot be repeated without sacrilege. I also receive and admit the accepted and approved ceremonies of the Catholic Church in the solemn administration of the aforesaid sacrament, since it's a profession of faith like the Nicene Creed, which all popes would have to accept in order to remain Catholic. So this too would have to be applied to a pope. And we can see that happening during the First Vatican Council on the 6th of January 1870. Pope Pius IX made a profession of faith, in particular the Tridentine Profession of Faith. And on this profession of faith, he indicated in paragraph 4, I profess also that there are 7 sacraments of the new law, surely and properly so instituted by our Lord Jesus Christ and necessary for salvation, though each person need not receive them all. They are, so sacraments are enumerated. And number 5, I likewise receive and accept the rites of the Catholic Church, which have been received and approved in the solemn administration of the aforesaid sacrament. So it would appear like it's nearly copy-paste by the Pope from the Tridentine profession of faith from this part here. Obviously, this was done in Latin. It would have said that part, but it would also be similar to the decree of the Council of Trent in Canon 13, where it says, if anyone says that to receive and approve rites of the Catholic Church may be changed, again the Latin here says, quamcumque, or by whomsoever pastor of the churches to other new ones, let him be anathema, which the exact opposite has been affirmed by Blessed Pius IX, that he likewise accept to receive or affirm to receive and accept the rites of the Catholic Church which have been received and approved. Now again, going back to that objection that the Pope can simply approve the sacrament, the rite of a sacrament, in particular Holy Mass. Problem there would be, how is it received? Well, the substance is there, like the consecration, the words of institution. But then it doesn't say substance here, rather the rites. Well, it can also be argued that the rite of Holy Mass at the time of St. Peter is quite different from the rite of Mass during the time of Pius IX. True, but the substance of the rite, basically, or the important parts of the rite that is near the substance of the sacrament, or close to the substance of the sacraments, is retained. Even the theology behind the rite is amplified through the years. So it wasn't made or created on the spot. It has been handed down through the centuries, so it's been received and approved. But the thing there is, it was approved prior to the election of Pius IX. So when he wasn't the Pope yet, he was a ordinary Catholic. The rite of Holy Mass was already there, and it has been approved through the centuries. So when he became Pope, he had no choice but to accept the receive and accept the approved rites. Sure, elsewhere, Pius XII stated that the Pope alone has this power or the right to create liturgical rites. That is true. We have to accept that. But again, these rites are not to create new rites, like out of the blue, but to, again, amplify the Catholic faith or in accordance to what has been received. And when it comes to the sacraments, it's more of restoration, to restore or to expound the Catholic faith, not to destroy or change the meaning of anything. So I guess we can end there for now. Again, thank you for watching this live test. Till next time, please do subscribe. Thank you.